Both instances, I spent a night in the county jail, and in both instances, I was able to post bail because we had the resources in our family to do that.
A few moments later.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton says that former El Paso Congressman Beto O'Rourke is in contempt of court. Paxton also called for O'Rourke's arrest in a news release posted on his office website.
And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that it helps us out a ton. And of course, it helps you because it helps us keep bringing you these stories every day, y'all. This craziness that's going on in our country and in our world. Now, y'all, as we told you last night, the Texas Democrats, they were playing Texas Hold'em, and they decided they were going to Texas Fold'em. They're going home. That's what the reporting says anyway, that they're going to go home. Apparently, they're just going to go ahead and take part in the vote, accept the redistricting, and then try to move the fight to other states and that sort of thing, and hopefully maybe pick up some Democratic seats in other states while they're losing them in Texas. So that's what it looks like is happening. But there's another thing that's also going down in Texas. See, Beto O'Rourke, he was using his political action campaign funds to help the Democrats fundraise and help them run away from their job. And apparently this is illegal. And so now the Attorney General of the state of Florida is seeking to arrest and bring charges against Beto O'Rourke for these apparently illegal activities. So Beto O'Rourke, he is actually facing arrest, as are the other Democrats, but he's facing criminal arrest, while the Democrats who ran away and fled the state of Texas they're facing civil arrest. So we're going to take a look at Beto O'Rourke, how he is facing arrest for his role in all of these shenanigans. And then we're going to take a look at a little bit of his background, because a lot of y'all may not remember who Beto O'Rourke really is and how Beto O'Rourke made a national name for himself. It has to do with the D, a U, and an I. We'll talk about that here shortly. But first, let's go ahead and jump into how Beto O'Rourke is facing arrest. But before we do, y'all, make sure you take care of your money. I'm not going to make this a long one, y'all. Go to Paralegold, PARALEGOLD.com, or call 844-651-8334, 844-651-8334. If you have $50,000 to $100,000 or more in your retirement, protected from inflation, protected from monetary debasement, you're about to retire. Make sure your money's still there and it's still worth something by investing at least some of it in gold. Talk to our partners at Augusta Precious Metals. Go click the link now, get the free information, and protect your precious retirement.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton says that former El Paso Congressman Beto O'Rourke is in contempt of court and is violating a temporary restraining order. Paxton also called for O'Rourke's arrest in a news release posted on his office website today. As we've been reporting, Paxton sued O'Rourke this past week for unlawful fundraising activity and alleged that O'Rourke was paying for the expenses of runaway Democrats. A district court in Tarrant County issued a temporary restraining order against O'Rourke and his organization to stop supporting Democratic lawmakers who fled the state opposing redistricting. Paxton says that despite the order, O'Rourke told a crowd in Fort Worth that he would continue to fundraise. O'Rourke's organization, however, says Beto was calling on fellow Democrats to fight fire with fire and urge Democrats in other states to do their own redistricting efforts.
Now, of course, the national news media has been interested in speaking to Beto O'Rourke because, of course, he's been playing this central role in helping his compadres run away from their state and run away from their job. But the national news media, you know that they're partisan. They're either on this side or they're on that side. They don't ask really tough questions. But let's take a look at what Beto O'Rourke said about the prospect that he may be arrested for helping his compadres run away from their state and run away from their job.
So the Attorney General of your state wants you behind bars right now. What's your response?
Well, they're clearly trying to silence me to stop any one of us who wants to fight back against this power grab in Texas. And just to bring everyone up to speed, Donald Trump asked Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, to find him 5 congressional seats. Donald Trump feels if he doesn't get these 5 seats, if he's unable to steal them from the state of Texas, he will not be able to hold on to his majority in the House of Representatives. If he loses that, there's going to be a check on his lawlessness, accountability for his crimes and corruption, and we'll have the prospect of free and fair elections going forward. That's what he fears the most. So these guys are in full panic mode. And it's not just me. They're trying to remove those 54 Democratic state legislators from office. They're sending DPS troopers to hunt them down. They've enlisted the FBI as well to pursue them. They really fear that they're going to lose their purchase on power, that there will be accountability, and that when Democrats regain power, that is going to be a prelude not only to winning the presidential election in 2028, but delivering on an ambitious agenda that replaces this criminal enterprise run out of the White House, this corruption that is making American lives worse, with something that makes them better: raising wages, providing access to health care, ending the corruption in America, and delivering for each and every single one of us.
And finally, y'all, what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and flow right into some, maybe you were like, who is this Beto O'Rourke guy? Like, where is Beta? Where's he from? I mean, like, what? He ran for president years ago. Came out that he had some shady instances in his past, and he's just one of those guys, you know. He's just one of those guys. He's just the type, right? The type that always seem to find themselves in politics. You know, the guys who are really good at spinning things, who are really good at talking things, who are really good at, you know, you get all the talking points. They're stealing seats. They're kidnapping people off the streets. He's one of those guys. He's like the guy. You're like, yo, here's all the talking points, do it. And he just take it and he runs with it. You know, he's that guy. But he's also the guy who might drive under the influence, might crash into people's cars while he's driving under the influence, might flee the scene while he's driving under the influence and crashing into people's cars. You know, he's that guy too. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of Beta's greatest hits from the past.
Recent reporting is raising questions about the events leading up to Beto O'Rourke's 1998 arrest for drunk driving. The Texas Tribune's Jay Root reports 2 officers who investigated the crash believe O'Rourke tried to leave the scene. O'Rourke has denied those allegations. O'Rourke was asked about the arrest last month during a campaign event in Houston.
Made a terrible mistake driving under the influence of alcohol, and I've shared the details of that event. I've talked to the other person who was in the car with me to hear her perspective, which matches the facts as I remember them. And so I don't know what to say about something that happened 21 years ago, except that I've offered my thoughts on this, my recollection, and stand by that.
In a statement to CBS News about the Texas Tribune report, O'Rourke's campaign said, quote, Beto's DWI is something he has long publicly and openly addressed over the last 20 years at town halls, on the debate stage, during interviews, and in op-eds, calling it a serious mistake for which there is no excuse. This has been widely and repeatedly reported on. The police report shows he was arrested for a DWI, not for leaving or attempting to leave the scene.
Both instances, I spent a night in the county jail, and in both instances, I was able to post bail because we had the resources in our family to do that. I understand now how exceptional my experience was, and the fact that these mistakes didn't define me or my future or my options over the course of my lifetime. That's right. And now there are so many people in this country who, because their families cannot post bail, are unable to get out of jail. There are so many people I mentioned, these nonviolent drug offenses, who will check a box on every employment application form, who will never be able to qualify for a student loan, who cannot vote in too many of the counties of our states right now. So ending the cash bail system makes sense.
So y'all, let me know what you think. Do you think Beta, B-E-T-A, Beta O'Rourke, do you think Beto O'Rourke is going to be arrested? I don't. Y'all already know how this goes. These people don't get arrested, right? Beto O'Rourke's not going to be arrested, most likely. And even if he were arrested, won't be the first time, but probably nothing's going to come out of it. People are frustrated about this, y'all. People want to see some high-ranking people go down, And, I don't think Beto O'Rourke's going to be that guy, but we'll see. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know down in the comments. But before you do, please stop, hit the share button, share this video out over email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all of your favorite social mediums. And if you're not a subscriber, y'all hit that subscribe button. Also, y'all, if you have a retirement, Beto O'Rourke is trying to get people into office who will probably take office again one day. Beta's people are going to take office. What's going to happen when they get their little grubbies on office? They're going to try to get their grubbies on your money. Better protect it. Y'all go to paralegal, PARALEGOLD.com. Put in your information and download our free report on protecting your retirement from the upsies, downsies, roundsies, and roundsies with gold. It's been man's best monetary friend for over 5,000 years. And speak to my people at Augusta Precious Metals at 844-651-8334. Thank y'all for watching. Love y'all, and we'll see you back in the next one.
I want to know what you can share with us about what may be happening among Democrats behind the scenes right now. We're hearing tonight from ABC News that Texas Democrats are actually planning to return to the state. They don't know an exact date, they say, in their reporting. And NBC News, MSNBC, we have not yet confirmed this. But what do you know, Beto?
I know that what they've done so far has stopped this power grab in Texas, the theft of these 5 congressional seats. Those 54 Democrats are all that stand between us and the gerrymandering and theft of those seats, but also all that stands between us and perhaps the consolidation of authoritarian power in the hands of Donald Trump. They are true heroes. And the longer they are able to stay away, the further they can deny the Republican counterparts the numbers necessary to certify these redrawn, gerrymandered maps, the better for all of us, not just here in Texas, but across this country. This is a fight for free and fair elections. This is a fight for representation, and this is a fight for accountability on the Trump administration and the ability for Democrats to fully hold power in the House of Representatives. So they're doing heroic work right now, but I hope that they will continue to do that work. The longer they stay out, the better. But there are other tracks we can run in parallel. California, Illinois, New Jersey, Maryland, New York, where Democrats govern, they can redraw their congressional districts to Democratic advantage, fight fire with fire, seize the initiative, not wait for these guys to strike first. We need to be doing that, as well as organizing everywhere. I mean, here in Texas, but we were in Nebraska, and Oklahoma, and Missouri, many other states recently, helping to bring people together into the work of winning elections in 2026 by organizing right now in 2025.